The distributive property. This is one of the most used properties probably in advanced math because it requires that we distribute or pass out a value to other terms. Now what that looks like basically is if I have A and I have some quantity B plus C. To distribute means that we're basically going to pass that out. Like if I'm going to distribute flyers or distribute something out, I'm going to make sure that everybody gets that same value. So in this case, what it means is that because they're next to each other, we're basically multiplying. So I would get A times B plus, because that's the sign here, A times C. Now this could be done across multiple terms, so it's possible that I have A times the quantity of B plus C minus D minus E plus F. And I can go ahead and distribute it to every single one of those terms. So I could go ahead and say A to the B, A goes out to the C, A goes out to the D, and so on. We just keep following these paths until we give it to everything. So as I go through here and do this, what I end up with is A times B plus A times C minus A times D minus A times E plus A times F. So it doesn't matter if it's one term, if it's multiple terms. Distributing just means that we're multiplying it out to everything inside that quantity. Okay, distributing it to everything inside. Now you got to be careful. One way that sometimes teachers will get you on something like this is they'll do something like this. So what does the A distribute to in this case? Well, in this case, it only goes to what it's directly touching. So it'll go to the A, B, and the A, C, but it will not go to the D. Why not? Because the D is sort of sitting out here all by itself. So really what I get then is AB plus AC plus D. D is just all by itself still. Alright, so we're going to kind of look at this split screen. I'm going to do the same problem two different ways, but I want you to see that distributive property does really work. So on the left, I'm going to use non-distributive. So over here, I'm going to do everything in, let's do a yellow color. We're going to do it with non-distributive. So this is basically the same as 5, and inside, I'm going to go ahead and add those two together. So 2 plus 3 gives me 5. And now because they're next to each other, I'm going to go ahead and multiply, and I'm going to get 25. So there's my answer. Now on the other side, in blue, I'm going to go ahead and use distributives. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute that out. And I'm going to get another answer. So 5 times 2 gives me 10. Plus 5 times 3 gives me 15. And if I add those two together, I still get 25. So two different ways to approach the same exact problem. One where we're combining inside, one where we're distributing across. Now, why would that be useful for algebra? Well, what happens if I give you a problem like this? Simplify. And I ask you to do 2 times the quantity of 3 plus 2x. Okay, well, inside the parentheses of this quantity here, inside here, 3 plus 2x, those aren't even like terms. I can't put those together, so I don't have a choice in this case. I have to go ahead and use the distributive property. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this out. So I've really got 2 times the 3 plus 2 times the 2x. Now, what does that give me then in terms of a final answer? Well, 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 2x is 4x. And so if I want to kind of rewrite this in a better form, it would look like this. And now we've simplified this problem. Okay, so distributive property helps us to multiply across a quantity or a set of numbers. Sometimes it helps us to be able to combine, and then sometimes we're going to undistribute. We're going to do something later on called factoring, where I'm going to take that number out. So for right now, we're putting it in. Later on, we get into the term of factoring, we'll be taking that number out.